All right, getting into how do you evaluate offers? So, typically, as I mentioned, offers will be first given verbally by the recruiter, and then an actual offer letter will be handed. Also, as I stated before, if possible, slow walk, say, B level companies, if you have an A level company in the hopper that is behind. That way, you get the offers at approximately the same time and you don't have to feel rushed. Compensation. Do not take a commission only sales job. Yes, there are plenty. Yes, I have been offered them. No, they are not worth your time. Based on the framework that we've covered in this course, you don't need to go that route. Typically, as I mentioned, on target earnings will be based on base, i.e., salary, or hourly, doesn't really matter. And then commissions on top of that, that makes your OTE or your on target earnings. A lot of companies will also have 401k match. That's a great perk if they have it, not the end of the world if they don't. Equity, stock options, RSUs, investing. Those are quite common either with public companies or with startup companies. Frankly, if you can get them, great. At this point in your career, it's probably not going to make a big difference, just to call it what it is. Okay. Okay, getting into your first day. So once you receive the job offer, they'll give you a deadline. You'll sign that offer and they will let you know when your first day is. It will likely be at least 2 weeks out. One, because they need to finish all of your employment paperwork. Also, because they need to prepare all of your stuff. If you're working remote or even if you're working in office, either way, they're going to be queuing up a laptop for you, your mouse, your keyboard, your just everything that goes into it. They may even throw in like a swag bag with just company, whether it's company, as an example, company water bottles, company stress balls, etc. Maybe throw some of that in. Who knows, but they'll be putting all of that together. Your first week, at least, is going to be drinking through a fire hose, where you're learning all about the company, you're learning all about the product. Just expect to be drinking through a fire hose. You should know in advance from asking during the interview process, what does the onboarding process look like? Onboarding is simply the time between your first day and when you're expected to start, for example, making cold calls. So at most of the companies I've worked at, there's been typically 2 weeks of, say, corporate onboarding, where let's say week 1 is you're just in a basically conference room all week and they're telling you all about where their company has been, where their company is going, what their product does, how it helps how it helps their customers, all of that. Then maybe week 2 is going to be more sales training, like what does their deal process look like? What are the main values that their customers find with them so that you can then position those on your cold calls, that sort of thing. Again, ask what the format of the onboarding process looks like and you'll know in advance, but just know it's going to be a lot. Okay. They will likely also send you between the offer letter and onboarding. They will send you the HR hiring paperwork for signature. Nothing all that unique there as far as software sales stuff, just your typical boilerplate stuff. Also, I'd recommend digging deeper into their website and even Googling stuff about their industry to get a feel for the keywords and the acronyms that they are likely to use. From a sales org standpoint, I've compiled a list of keywords and acronyms, but it's also going to be a good idea to get a feel for any industry specific ones that you're likely going to be expected to learn. They will teach you, but if you can get a handle on it ahead of time, that will bode well for you. So, going beyond the onboarding process, how do you find and maintain success? A big part of that is going to be owning the process, taking initiative for your growth and development. Just because a company offers training does not mean that that's the training that you should be solely depending your career off of. Because the reality is, it's your career. If a company is not allowing you to promote as fast as you would like, it may be worth moving companies. Simple as that. You are responsible for your career. By the same token, always be learning. Just because you get this upcoming job does not mean you should stop reading, stop learning, stop listening to podcasts, stop honing your craft. No, continue, and that will help you continue improving your sales skills, help you promote quicker, help you earn more money, etc. Additionally, own your mistakes and be transparent about where you need to improve. There have been times in which I have been on performance improvement plans. The difference between the times I've been on a performance improvement plan and when others have been just frankly fired is I have at every point acknowledged where I am struggling and let the manager, let the trainer know I'm aware of this, I'm actively working on it. If you have any advice, please let me know. If on the other hand, you present yourself as, I've got it all figured out, I may not be performing, but I'm good, they're just gonna fire you because you're not being coachable, you're not apparently actively seeking to learn and improve. Own your mistakes and be transparent where you need to improve. If you don't feel safe doing that, maybe you're not in a company where it's a good fit for you. Maybe your manager is not a good manager. You should definitely feel, or at least come to feel comfortable with sharing that. And on the same note, ask for help. And before you do, start thinking of potential solutions. So don't just say, for example, hey, I've made 86 calls today, 14 people have answered, and I haven't been able to set any meetings. That's a problem. And you can ask for help, what should I do differently? But unless the manager is listening to all 86 calls or all 14 conversations, they're not going to necessarily know. So anytime you ask for help, which you should ask for help, you should also propose a potential solution to the best of your knowledge and ability. Hey, so-and-so manager, I've noticed that in 14 conversations, I've not set a single meeting. That's not how it should be. And I'm trying to figure out what I can be doing differently. The most recent thing I have tried is X, but I'm almost wondering if it would also help if Y. Do you have thoughts on that? You see what I'm talking about? Own your own improvement and allow your manager and trainer to be a resource for you. Try to create, instead of creating problems for your manager, try to make their job as easy as possible. Okay, next, take time to build relationships with people in other departments. At the outset, this frankly does have slightly less value than it ultimately will. However, it ultimately will be of significant value, so you may as well start early on. And that means not just connecting with people in marketing and customer success, i.e. the departments that you would typically work with anyway. Get to know people in the product team, in the engineering team, etc. Get a feel for what metrics are they measured against. Are there things in my job that I can do to help their job Therefore, they will think of me as even more of a valuable team player. As you continue to develop through the ranks, you will find that those relationships are invaluable. Like, as an enterprise account executive, I literally could not sell anything if I did not have other people on my team who I respected and who respected me. It ultimately becomes a team sport. Finally, don't take failing at cold calls and deals personally. As I mentioned at the outset, treat it as a game, constantly seek to improve, and that will help you not take it personally and continue on your path forward. Hope you found this section to be helpful. Look forward to connecting with you in the next.